NAMISEB as such reiterated that proceedings are live-streamed on social media platforms, and accounting officers should not only fill the gap, but act on issues raised by councillors. This week, the Upper House of Review, as the National Council is known, interrogated the appropriation bill which outlines the budgetary allocations to ministries after its recent review. MPs discussed allocations such as the one dealing with the Anti-Corruption Commission, Forestry and Tourism, Gender Equality, the National Assembly, Higher Education, as well as the Judiciary.
Issues of human-wildlife conflicts came up, and they are serious issues. There were calls on the relevant ministries to seriously consider issues of compensation, the adequacy of compensation and the timeliness of compensation. Some people are losing livestock, for example, as part of this conflict, but then they wait too long to be compensated, to replenish their stock. And if that cannot happen as a rural, sometimes peasant subsistence farmer, then your livelihoods are gone.
The health sector also formed part of the discussions.
They were questioning how far are we with the vaccination campaign. How many people in Namibia have been vaccinated? Because vaccinations are there at least to assist the health system in terms of hospitalization and so on. Members were raising issues around the distances to health centers. How are the health centers spread out? Which distances must the general public, especially the rural communities, take before they can reach a health center?
NAMISEB also indicated that a report on a fact-finding mission on the killings of local fishermen in the Zambezi region by the Botswana Defence Forces is expected to be tabled next week.
The Council will engage with the relevant ministers dealing with security issues, whether it is the minister responsible for police, whether it is the minister responsible for our armed forces. So those ministers will then be engaged with the report. And because it affects international relations, it affects country-to-country relations, the minister responsible for international relations will not be excluded. So the Council will call on these ministers for an engagement, and the relevant recommendations will then be communicated to those executive functionaries with an expectation that the executive functionaries will ensure that the recommendations, if adopted, are implemented with a time frame for reporting back to the National Council.
The rest of the bills expected to be heard include the state finance and income tax laws. Kaipa Kanji, NBC News, Windhoek.